Yo, 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 what's up, guys? I think I just hit Ultimate Champion. Yes, we did. 1760. Looking pretty fantastic. I lost a lot of games this time, so I mean, it's been a while since I've been up here. But yeah, 1760 is pretty good. Hopefully, I can push up. I'm not sure if I can too much. I don't know where the leaderboards are. Probably. I'll check local because I'm not going to be close on the other one. Yeah, I'm still not even that close. I'm like 500 trophies away, but shout out to, yeah, everyone that helped me out on this journey. We have a long way to go still. Hopefully we can go up and not down, but we're not the greatest at this game. I probably will make a video showing a few of my matches. This might be the video, not sure. But yeah, shout out to Kendrick. Kendrick's new diss track on Drake got me this far. I've literally won like 8 games in a row with it. So just bump that the whole time, and I may just bump it the whole time I push. But yeah, thank you guys, and I'll probably show you the next few matches. Alright guys, I'm going to show you a few of my games getting to Ultimate Champion here. And yeah, so I'm playing, what is it, Giant Pump with the Night Witch, Little Prince. I know, very no skill, but I am playing with the Fireball, and I'm going up against Hog EQ, I'm pretty sure. And I do Little Prince in the back here. Firecracker gets a little bit of damage on the tower. I do have to zap or it will get a ton more. And I let the Ice Spirit connect, not too worried about it. I get a pump down, goes for the Earthquake. And yeah, so that Hog is going to get one hit. Not too big of a deal. But look at all that damage we get off rip, just off of his misplays. And I mean, this deck can carry you guys to Ultimate Champion for sure. And we get a couple bat nibbles there on the tower. Very clean. His Firecracker is coming down the lane. We're just going to let it go, obviously, because of the tower. I always forget that it takes everything out, like all small units like that. And I'm just glad I don't defend it anymore like I used to. But we're going to set up a big push here. He goes in with the Tesla. And I'm going to go for an Evo Bomber here. And watch what he does, guys. He uses the Earthquake. This is why he pretty much lost. We get 2 hits with the Evo Bomber on tower. Phoenix gets on tower as well. And look at that damage. We have a pump down. What can this guy do? He can still cycle to his Earthquake, don't get me wrong. I just Fireball knowing he wants to Hog Rider here. Immediately get down the Little Prince. Doesn't really matter if he gets a hit or two. I zap. And yeah. He's probably just going to Earthquake the pump. I can't remember if he does or not. He might just let it go. And defend. Yeah, that's what he does. But yeah, look at all this elixir we're going to get from the pump. It doesn't even matter if he sets up with a Hog Rider. We just know what he's going to do now. Night Witch. We have to let the Firecracker connect a little bit. He gets a hit. Yeah, not bad. We're going to Fireball the, not Little Prince, the Firecracker. Just try to get that tower down. All we have to do is defend now, so it's pretty simple. And yeah, we're just going to Giant to distract. Just build a push behind the Giant. He's not going to be able to do much. And just like that, he's going to try to spam in the opposite lane, just all in. And this is where it doesn't get like scary, because obviously I knew he was going to take my tower with just a Firecracker. But yeah, I go in with the Fireball here, and that is a good game. Not much you could do there. And yeah, that Evo Bomber is so good. Look how much damage it gets, guys. Absolutely nuts. I just can't believe how broken it is. It really will carry you, but I will see you back in the next match. Alright guys, so this was a very strange matchup, to be honest. Going up against this guy C-Block here, and he's, as you can see, you can just look at his deck and you probably are questioning what he's playing. I cycle a Zap early on, and I cycle a Bomber here. So he decides to go all in. I kind of just waste my Little Prince, just because I don't want to take damage. So it is fine. And he goes with the Bar Barrel. I just decide to pump up. And he does use Bats and a Mortar. I kind of don't know how to defend against the Mortar, to be honest with you guys. I probably should. And I probably should have just Fireballed that, but I decided to go with the Phoenix. So he will get some damage on our tower with the Mortar as well. But I just decide to zap. And our damage, damage. What am I even talking about right now? I am exhausted, guys. It is 100 degrees right now in my room. Yeah, the AC is not working too good. But he goes with another mortar. I Little Prince, because, you know, I cycled my Night Witch. And I decided to try to go in with a push here. He tries to block with the Skelly Barrel, but it doesn't work out too well for him. And one skeleton will go back to help out his his giant. But look at this, Evo Zap. Perfect, and the Evo Bomber will destroy his tower. Doesn't even matter. Bar Barrel can come out at any point, and it just does so much damage. We pump up again. And yeah, he just goes right in with an Evo Mortar. I use a Night Witch to distract. And I Phoenix on top just to get rid of it. I don't know why he went in that lane, to be honest, so I can just put a Phoenix on top of it. And at this point, we were just defending pretty much for a minute. Not too much is going to happen, so I'm just going to put it in ×2. He does make a few decent, not really decent pushes, just because I'm kind of just, not like messing around, but you know what I mean, not playing all out. And I just Fireball here. And he gets a little bit of damage. And he will get some more damage here, but not really concerned about losing the tower. He has to do a lot. And yeah, that will be a good game. He tries his hardest here, but nothing happens. And yeah, I'll show you the next match. Going up against Operating Gold, and when you see that RG and P.E.K.K.A, you are just like, what? So his biggest, not flaw here, his biggest mistake here is playing his Inferno Dragon very early. And that's what causes me to get a lot of damage. But as soon as I see that, not Little Prince, my Little Prince comes down after I see his RG. But I am literally delusional from the heat right now, guys. And this is perfectly timed because he goes in with his lightning right as I use my ability. So it ends up pretty good for us. I can use a bomber. And he goes just all in here, which doesn't make much sense. I should have gotten the Night Witch down a little sooner, now that I look back at it. But he decides to go with the arrows, and I'm not too sure what he was thinking. The bats will do a good job cleaning that up. And in my head, I think I can just pump up now, because we are up Elixir. So he's just going to spam an Evo RG. And that's fine. We get an Elixir here. He gets a few shots, don't get me wrong. But we can push back with the ability. Yeah, you get 2 shots. And yeah, pretty solid stuff. Almost gets another. But now we have a whole collector down. And that was a terrible Mother Witch. I don't know what he was thinking there. Has to waste his Skelly King right away. And that is completely fine. I wanted the Evo Bomber, obviously. I probably could have, but yeah, our opponent is not too sure of what he is doing here. But we have a nice damage lead. And he doesn't have Dagger Duchess, which is huge for us. But 14.99. We're going to get ready for a nice double Elixir push here. And yeah, about 1:05. So we're just going to set up. And I really want to get an Evo Bomber down. I'm waiting for it because this guy just doesn't expect it. So Little Prince, Evo Bomber. And he lightnings. It doesn't hit the Evo Bomber. He has to arrows. 2 hits on tower. And Giant doesn't connect. So, you know, I don't have a great cycle here. I'm looking at my cards like Giant, Evo Zap, you know. So I have to Evo Zap as soon as that Inferno comes down. And there it is. I use my Evo Zap. And we catch all those bats except one. So it doesn't really matter. I'm just looking here to get an Evo Bomber hit at some point, you know, because that's going to pretty much seal the deal for us. And there's not many bats, so the Mother Witch is useless. And yeah, we're looking really solid. I'm just going to Fireball here just to take the tower. And the regular Bomber locks on, so that was just perfect at the same time there. So yeah, GG's to this guy, and I'll see you guys back in the next match, the last match. Alrighty guys, and this is the match that gets me into Ultimate Champion. And he's playing the Cannoneer Towers, which is perfect for us. Not really perfect, but the bats get a lot of value in these matchups. So I decided to Little Prince just because it's a lot slower than a lot of his cards. And yeah, the Evo Bomber, guys, really does carry a lot of the way. Without the Evo Bomber, you know, it's very difficult to do much. Not like difficult, but the Evo Bomber, and not like bad matchups, but you know what I mean. It can really break through. Get down a good time from Night Witch for no hits with the Hog. And I was thinking in my head, I don't know what he was thinking here. We get a good amount of damage on his tower, and that little prince works down his knight. And in my head, I have to clearly pump up, not knowing he has Earthquake, but, you know, I was assuming it. And yeah, he gets a few hog hits. It is what it is. But there's the Earthquake. I was very upset when that came down. I was hoping I'd get away with it. But we Giant just because, you know, we are up a lot of Elixir. But the problem is going up against Cycle decks, they can defend so much cheaper. So it does get tough. We do Phoenix in the back here just to support this Giant. Get a Night Witch down as well. Knowing he doesn't have a big spell, there is a train going by or something right now. But I fireballed the Tesla. Doesn't really get much out of it, but the Evo Knight is just a huge tank for him. And a little unfortunate, but he can't go in with a Hog. He could, but he would just have to spam it down. I don't think he wants to do that, knowing he's down a little bit of Elixir. And wow, that train is really going crazy. But I just Little Prince in the back here. I don't want to give him any value with the pumps. I can't really. So we just have to keep building up big pushes, and we're in a nice lead. He does start getting some cheesy Firecracker damage, and I can't complain because I'm getting a lot of cheesy Evo Bomber damage. And yeah, so we kind of let this go here. There's not much we're going to do. I do go with a pump. I didn't really remember that. But I used the Night Witch just so he couldn't go in for the Hog Rider. And that's what we're going to try to keep doing, just cycling to a point where he can't get any damage. I fireball that there, and yeah, it is kind of a missed fireball. Very bad on my end. But he knows he can't go in. And I'm just going into an Evo Tesla. It doesn't really make much sense. I zap on his towers, and we're up a good 1,000 plus damage. So I'm not too concerned here. Bomber makes sure this gets no hits. And I'm feeling pretty confident, but knowing if I make a couple mistakes, he can definitely come back. He is up Elixir now. Evo Knight, this is what scared me a little bit. I wanted to get this down in time. That's why a Little Prince, I can't let him go with the Hog there. So the fact that he still does is like kind of not concerning, but I don't know why you would go into a Little Prince, especially when I can use my ability and you can't take it out right away. So I'm feeling pretty confident, knowing I just have to cycle. But I see this Knight and I have to Evo Bomber it. I was waiting for a moment like that. And yeah, we get a ton of damage. I know I'm in Fireball cycle range. So even if he gets a hit or two here, it's not too concerning, even though he doesn't. Fireball that Firecracker and a Zap. And yeah, guys, that is Ultimate Champion right there. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, guys, that will be the end of the video. We are at 1760. Hopefully we can get on the leaderboards is pretty much my goal. I'm not, you know, I know I'm not good enough to be a top 100, even 500 player. I can maybe crack the top 1,000 local. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but thank you guys for all the love and support. I appreciate it. And yeah, guys, I'll see you back in the next video.